And finally, hundreds of people have taken to the streets of Paris to protest the death of a young man. Demonstrators for the fourth consecutive day have demanded justice for Adama Traore, 24-year-old, who died in custody on Tuesday in the town of Beaumont-sur-Oise. French authorities say that an autopsy report revealed that he was suffering from a serious infection at the time of his death. Officials added that his body showed few signs of violence. He was reportedly captured after interfering in the arrest of his brother. The lawyer of Traore's family says that he will seek a second autopsy before his burial. His death has sparked a wave of protests which resulted in clashes in his town and nearby suburbs. Robin Mazar is our correspondent joining us from Paris. Well, this looks like a franchise of Black Lives Matter over in Paris, or adding to the fire there. But tell us the circumstances of the death again, if you can, Ramin, and whether this is going to now continue since we're looking at the fourth day.
Well, as you said, the autopsy was very surprising because bystanders said they saw a cop with a bloody shirt and that this young man of 24 years old had been beaten. But the autopsy said he had a very serious respiratory infection. However, this young man had just finished playing a day of soccer, of football, on one of the hottest days of the year in France. So he certainly was in very good shape, according to all reports. Obviously, the family wants a private autopsy because the official autopsy said there had been no bruising and there was only minor scratching. As you mentioned, this young man probably shouldn't have even been arrested. He was allegedly interfering with the arrest of his brother. You mentioned Black Lives Matter, and they did show up here in Paris. That has branched out over here. Yesterday, there was about 1,500 people marching in this northern suburb just outside of Paris. And there was supposed to be another demonstration today, but it's been banned by the authorities. It's the fourth straight night of violence. And really, we have to keep in mind that France's police force has been condemned for brutality and racism for years by places like the UN, Amnesty International. And French cops kill about 10 people per year. Bullets in the back, like this man right here. It seems to be a sort of Freddie Gray, French version. He died while in transit, a possible rough ride, like Freddie Gray in Baltimore. But cops kill about 10 people each year, and there's never any indictment, much less any conviction. So you can see why Black Lives Matter and would start up over here, and why people are certainly very, very, very fed up. Part of the problem is that the French government just doesn't really care. First of all, they can't really stop this from going on to a fifth or sixth night because you just have, about 100 people, gathering in a different suburb where the, cops don't really care. They really let them do what they want. They don't care because these are the slums of France. If they blow up cars, if they blow up a gas station like they did, if they set dumpsters on fire, they just see them as, hurting their own communities. And part of the problem is that most people recall this was the same type of major rioting, major social rebellion that happened back in 2005. The problem is that nothing has changed socioeconomically in these areas. All that did really in 2005 was just raise awareness that there was a problem, but France hasn't dealt with that problem. The problem has gotten so bad. There's been so little forward progress that President Hollande, he made in 2012 only one campaign promise geared to the immigrant and Muslim communities, and that was to end racial profiling, which is rampant here. And just this month, the socialist government, who controls the legislature and the executive branch, they said, we're going to backtrack. We are not going to do this. We are going to leave you guys, hanging in the lurch. These people out there know that because they're humiliated and harassed on a daily basis. So I don't see this stopping anytime soon. And let's keep in mind, this is almost 5 months now of daily anti-government protest, violence. It's a real crisis for France.